Happy holidays. I am full of holiday spirit and it's called whiskey. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 weirdest crypto stories of 2021. And the devices are going on in my studio. So the cryptocurrency market, it's booming as many as you can see in 2021, but not all its stories can be believed. From the suspicious death of a popular crypto evangelist to hacked Twitter accounts leading to heads of states promising huge gains if you bought tokens on certain dates. It's hard not to find something that sounds like an absurd plot line right now. So the top story that we're going to share today is the death of John McAfee, founder of the antivirus software company, McAfee. Let's get into it. On June 23rd of 2021, John McAfee, crypto evangelist, was found dead in a Spanish jail cell in an apparent suicide by hanging. So he had a very controversial life, a very wild life. He loved guns. Actually, I'll bring you up over here on the screen for you guys watching me online. Some of the crazy images as I was, doing some research on him, so you guys can take a look. So as you guys can see, John has a very, very wild life. He loves prostitutes, he loved drugs, he loved guns, and very, very wild life, according to all the posts and the photos and the stories and the wild interviews that he done. But here is something interesting that he wrote. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Very crazy stuff. There is even photos of him on Twitter with, the whacked tattoo. Very crazy stuff. But here's what it gets pretty crazy. The United States, one of the few countries that impose a taxation by citizenship regime, that is, Americans are taxed on worldwide income each year, regardless of their country of residence. Have they been seeking McAfee's extradition for failing to file his income tax returns from 2014 to 2018 and allegedly no reporting income for his crypto projects? That's why I always say, cannot escape Uncle Sam, ladies and gentlemen. Pay your taxes. But McAfee was arrested in Spain pending U.S. tax evasion charges. Back in 2018, McAfee allegedly charged as much as $105,000 per tweet to promote initial coin offerings, we call ICOs, on social media. In another tweet 2 years prior, McAfee said, "If I suicide myself, I didn't, I was whacked," leading to a conspiracy theories to that businessman's death that may resulted from an orchestrated attack. McAfee is remembered from his pioneering ventures in programming, early adoption of Bitcoin, and his eccentric personality. He famously said he would eat his own dick on national television if the price of Bitcoin did not reach 500,000 by 2021. As you can see, the guy was pretty intense. So in November of that year, McAfee, originally software development company, was acquired by private investors for $14 billion. McAfee survived by his widow, Janice McAfee, and his children, which McAfee claimed to have at least 47 of them. Very intense stuff. But here's what it gets very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, and where this is story, our top #1 pick for the year, the wild, the weirdness stuff, and when it went viral. So the claim was John McAfee owned a unit in a partially collapsed condominium building in Florida that had some files leading to exposing government corruption. So there was, this, I'm going to bring over here for you guys to see on the stage. So apparently this building over here in Florida, apparently this person on Instagram started this. So conspiracy theorists are attempting to connect the death of the antivirus software entrepreneur John McAfee to Florida high-rise building that partially collapsed on June 24. Now look at this. McAfee was found dead June 23rd in a Spanish prison where he was awaiting extradition to the United States on criminal tax evasion charges, and he was 75 years old. A day later, the condominium Surfside in Florida collapsed, resulting in at least 4 deaths and more than 150 people missing. So the two events, they are unrelated, but some social media users say there is a nefarious connection. An Instagram post that was taken down. I tried to go in deep into the rabbit hole, but it was taken down. I wanted to show you guys that post. But according to my research, he is what it said. John McAfee owned a unit at the building that collapsed. The address of the building was 8777 Collins Avenue South. Reads a text in a June 25th Instagram post, which is this post that was taken down by this person, one_of_d_people. And the post says, below is a text, a screenshot of a perpetrator June 8 tweet from McAfee that reads, if anything happens to me, please know that a 31 terabyte of files I have located on a hard drive in my condo near 88th Street and Collins Avenue, just north of Miami Beach. But here's the thing, that tweet was never done. So I went to do some digging. I went to his Twitter account, couldn't find anything that he'd done it on June 8th. Also, USA Today, no evidence that McAfee owned a partially collapsed Florida condo. So there is no evidence. And I've checked everywhere to make sure that this evidence will check, and it doesn't check. And so here's my thoughts, right? Based on the research that was of someone who was extremely paranoid and highly controversial. Even himself, he said that in many, many interviews. You know, he was like a modern version of a playboy idol man with no filter, right? He loved partying, drugs, and rock and roll, and was unapologetically about it. But, you know, in some of his interviews on the media, you could see that he was actually dealing with a whole lot of mental stress. It was pretty tough around, you know, his final decades of life. So I really don't know whether or not he committed suicide. I'm a pretty neutral guy. I'm wired, you know, of both sides of the stories. I'm wired to dig, right? The mainstream and the conspiracy theorists. I give them 20% credit from each side. And then I go deep. I do my own homework to bring you guys a great show. But, you know, I want you guys to tell me whether or not you think John McAfee, either he killed himself or not. I want you guys to comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this situation? Because this is the #1 story, in my opinion, of the weirdest moments in crypto. You know, was he poking the bear too much? Did he really had something? Was it all fabricated? Who knows? So let me know, what is your opinion on John McAfee's death? Was it suicide or it wasn't? But no fighting in the comments. Just let me know your opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's go with the second, #2 weirdest crypto moments in 2021. This one was pretty crazy. Yeah, let me bring the tweet over here to show you guys. So #2 is the India's Prime Minister appears to tweet out a Bitcoin scam. So India's Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who was hacked again in December when his scammers claimed that he had adopted Bitcoin as a national tender, and 500 Bitcoins are available for immediate distribution to Indian nationals who sign up via a phishing link. The tweet by the hackers, briefly viewable and on his account, right before it was taken down, garnered over 73 million followers while displaying a very enticing message of adopting Bitcoin as their preferred form of currency. So the year prior, the cybercrime group known as John Wick, they hacked the Prime Minister's Twitter account, and they posted messages asking his followers to make crypto donations. So there are several, hypotheses exist as why Modi became a target of these Bitcoin scam hacks, including a possible motive, which might have been revenge for the ongoing Bitcoin scandal in India's Karnataka state. Pretty crazy stuff, because the Indian media outlets, they have identified that the Karnataka police and the government officials allegedly received 12,900 Bitcoins. 12,900, ladies and gentlemen. You heard me right. And that were paid in bribes from hacker Krishna Ramesh, who was arrested for hacking 3 crypto exchanges and other websites in the previous years. So when the Karnataka Chief Minister Basarav Bommai, he was asked about this issue in a meeting with Modi in November, the Prime Minister allegedly brushed off the issue. India currently faces a chaotic regulatory environment regarding the state of crypto affairs in the country. Pretty intense stuff. With this top number 2, crypto weirdest moments of 2021. And I'm going to bring you guys the top third weirdest moment. And this one was surprising to me, because the unsold NFTs of Tupac Shakur, man. I love Tupac. If you guys love Tupac, show some luck. You never take me alive with I'm getting out with my 45. Let's get it. Let me know. Drop it in, show some love below for Tupac. Rest in peace, champion. So here's the thing, right? The unsold NFTs of Tupac Shakur. That was pretty weird to me as well. But for 29 years, former hip-hop journalist Lawrence Loopy D, known as Loopy D Dotson, held on to a series of photographs of the famed rapper Tupac Shakur. The photos were taken at the rapper's Tupacalypse Now debut album release party in 1992. Good old years. Who here remembers that? Drop in the comments if you remember those golden years. And were announced for public auction in the form of non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, as we know, in November of this year, of 2021. In an interview with Cointelegraph, Loop D stated, "I also conceded photo exhibits, museums, in all kinds of ways. With NFTs, it's not just about the asset itself, but the story behind the asset. I knew I needed to get my story out there in the public eye." This is his own words. And so the OpenSea auction, they had notable press coverage beforehand, including from the Rolling Stones and Fortune.com. For a week, the auction continued. However, not a single piece was sold of the 18 Tupac photo NFTs. In his disappointment, Loopy D took them off the platform and opened them up for private inquiries. But to be fair, the photographer may have been asking too much, in my opinion, as each piece had a minimum bid of 25 Ethereums. It's a whole lot of moolah. Like, give it or take it, today's day, about $100,000+. So earlier this year, another artist asked 200 Ethereum, $1 million at that time, for a photo of Tupac Shakur taken 14 days before his death in a drive-by shooting. That NFT has not sold, despite the price dropping down to 10 Ethereum, which is about 40 to 50,000 as of this moment. Simply asking too much, or has Tupac's popularity faded? You be the judge. Let me know, what do you guys think below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love my brother Tupac. And so those are the top 3 weirdest crypto moments in NFTs of 2021, presented by your brother Carlos Siqueira, here with you guys in the house. And because you are here, it's about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. That's our new segment that we're going to be doing, or Crypto Meta Show, every Monday through Friday at 11:35 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Just come over here on YouTube and on Clubhouse, and we're going to have a very cool segment going on. We're going to be covering news and updates, the greatest and the best, what is happening in the crypto, metaverse, and then NFT space. So appreciate all of you here. I'm looking forward to see all your comments. Happy holidays. And you know the drill. I'm full of holiday spirit, and it's called whiskey. Have an outstanding day, everyone, and happy holidays.